No. No, no, no. No, no, no. I don't want the snow. Don't want the snow. Makes me sad. But can you see I left some bird seed down? I left some of my, you see right there? It starts to pile right over. You can't even see it. Right there starts a pile of black oil sunflower seeds. And then there's a trail that goes all the way to the gate on the side over here for the wild birds. Because I do love to watch the birds. That helps with the winter time. And I'm trying to get them away from the chicken coop as well. So they have their own seed and their own shelter. But anyway, this is where I'd rather be. Or these are the kind of temperatures I'd rather have. Because they'd be warmer and tropical and all that good stuff. But I do have to get ready. We are having Thanksgiving dinner with the kids today. So I have to, oops, there. I have to get ready. But I thought I would just chat a little bit. Because guys, I am really having a hard time with this winter. And you know, it's like, people talk about seasonal depression disorder or seasonal affective, what do they call it? They call it SAD, when you get sad because it's cold and gray and miserable. So they talk about seasonal affective disorder and, you know, ways that you can combat it. And so I look at all kinds of ways to combat it. And it's not always working. So, you know, one of the things they talk about is bright colors or as much light as you can get or you know, tropical scenery. Oh, here you go. Here's my lights. Here's my scenery. As much natural light as you can get in. And I even, in my living room, had the ceiling painted blue. I was kind of looking for a light blue, like these drapes here, like that. And when I looked at the color palette, I thought I was looking at something like this, and it turned out I said, "Ooh, this would be good, like Honolulu blue, like, you know, like the islands, like Honolulu, like Hawaii." I thought that would be awesome, and so that's the color I chose. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm near Detroit. I'm northeast of Detroit right now, and I've grown up here, you know, all my life. I've been to different places, been to many countries, been on many trips, well-traveled, well-seasoned throughout the world. And I like baseball. I don't love hockey. I tried to understand it because my husband likes it. And basketball, I don't like it because they make all those squeaks on the basketball courts, you know, and it drives me crazy. So I don't like that part. But I do like football because I can understand it. So, and I don't follow the Lions because I've got other family members that follow the Lions and they keep me up to date if I need to know. But it turns out that Honolulu blue, like the blue, like kind of like that. It's not this. It's kind of like Honolulu. That is the blue that the Lions wear. So that's on my ceiling now. But I mean, it looks good. I'm not complaining, but I didn't realize the significance. And go Lions, because they are doing pretty well. So that's a good thing, right? All right. So yeah. So the little birds keep coming into the chicken pen. Not in the, well, sometimes they're getting in the coop too, which is not good. I don't like that idea. Because I don't want their poop all over. And if they have any kind of sickness, I don't want it to get into into the chickens and affect them. So one thing I've done is taken the wild birds, not seed. It's I use black oil sunflower seed. Some people call it Boss. And I sprinkle it way over on the other side of the house. And I also call that my hawk traps, or what do I call it? Hawk lures, something like that. And so that's one thing I do. Hello, hi. Say hi.
Hi. Who am I saying hi
This
to?
is the live group, wherever they are.
Hi,
if
everybody.
anyone's watching or whatever.
Hello, everybody.
So that's one thing I do, and I do put out feeders so they will be attracted to the seed up there too. And I also put the feeders right outside my window so that my cats can look at them and I can look at them. And I did see the juncos. Did you see the juncos today or yet? Because they are out there. I just hadn't looked outside to see them. So juncos travel north in the summertime to mate and rear their young, and then they come back south again when it gets cold. They go up to Canada otherwise in the summer. So they fly away, and once they fly away, then we think, oh yeah, cool, spring is just around the corner, or spring is here. And when they come back, we know winter's here. And I did look at the forecast for temperatures. We're in winter. We're going to be in winter now. It looks like for at least, gosh, it's going to be frigid. For what, at least 2 weeks, I think. It was 30s and 20s, and then in about a week it goes 20s and 10s. And I mean like 20s in the day, and then like when I say 10s, I mean teens at night. So it's going to be cold. And I do have chores I have to do outside. So I do have to take care of the chickens and the duck. And I do need to continue to care for the horses during the week in the mornings. So I went and I bought a winter coat to make sure. I bought gloves that are like waterproof and lined because I know I'm going to need those too. And I think that's all the curls I can do right now. What else? I've got plenty of feeders, so I just have to bring more wild bird feeders out and put them again over on that far west side of the house, because the coop is to the east and it's to the northeast is the coop and the run area. And so the little birds get in there, the wild birds get in there to try to eat the chicken food and the scratch that I put out there. They also gather up hay or straw for their nests. Oops, I missed one. So I don't want them there. I will attract them with the bird feeders over to the southwest side of the house. And I actually do make it as easy as possible for myself. So like today, I just asked Dave if he would, the chief, if he would fill up my can. I've got a big trash can with a lid that I keep all the seed in. It's got a lid, and what happens is the lid comes down. It's just a trash can lid, and then it has like a wire handle, and when you bring that wire handle up, it locks it. So raccoons and possums and skunks can't get in there, or mice or rats, they cannot get into the seed. But I've got it all the way over there by the bird feeder so that I can get it to it quickly and easily. So all I have to do is get my little hiney out there into that area, and then I can take the lid off. I've got a scoop in there already, and I can scoop it right where they are. So it makes it a lot easier. If I kept all the sunflower seed over on the garage side, then I have to be going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And as a lazy northern gardener, I'm not about that life. So not going to do that. And let's see. Clean this out. So bird feeders. Okay, and then another thing I do, or I like to do, is once we get, we usually get a Christmas tree, but until then, I will take like large branches and twigs, and I will lay those at the bottoms of the, like on the ground underneath all the bird feeders, so that as the seeds fall to the ground, the little mice and things can get to it. Because I don't mind that. I want them to get it. Because what happens is, again, those are lures for hawks. You know, because again, I have my chickens and my duck, and I don't want them getting eaten by things. But the little critters, they can get the seeds, and the ones that aren't quick enough, that's just the way that it happens. But I do like to put lots of sticks and twigs and stuff at the bottoms of the bird feeders, so that the birds also can go underneath for some protection, and they can get to the seeds. And then also when the snow falls, it starts building on top of it, and again, they have like a little shelter underneath and shelter from the wind. So when we get our Christmas tree, we cut off the bottom branches a lot of times, and I'll take those and I will lay those boughs like over there too, again, to give them some protection and some protection from the wind. What else about wild birds? Oh, and suet. I have suet blocks that I put out too. A lot of times we'll get woodpeckers that will come to those. They really, really love suet blocks. So I need to put those out. And like I said, I looked at the temperature. It's not going to get any warmer. So, and we do have family coming over today. I refilled I had Dave refill the bucket, and I spread a bunch of seed out. And then I do need to fill some feeders and put some suet out for the birds. A lot of times I will have water in a bird bath, and then I have like a bird bath heater that you can get like through Amazon, or probably Wild Birds Unlimited, I'm not sure. But it's got like a plastic insert round thing, like, I don't know, like this big coffee can lid. And that heats up, and it's attached with a cord, and then I've got it attached to a cord that's like a grounded cord. This time, usually what I would do is attach it to like an outdoor electric extension cord, so it won't short out, like they kind of use for Christmas lights. And I would put one of those in the bird bath, and I would just lay like a medium-sized rock on top of it to keep it under the water. And then that gives the wild birds, some access to water, because they need water too, just like any other living creature. But this morning, I took that, because I had put it away for the season, so I took it back out, and I put it in into the duck bucket. The bucket I have hanging at the pen, and I put that underneath and attach that. So the duck always has water to be able to dip her bill in it, because she needs water to clean out the little holes in her bill, little holes inside of her bill. So I need to get another, bird bath heater, and then get that set up in the front. Again, for the front, that front corner, because I want them to congregate over there. There's where their good food is. The best food is over there, and not be it with the chickens. Let's see. I have heard owls at night, which is kind of cool. So the owls, if you want owls to stay around, then you also need the little critters. They won't eat, I don't know that they'll eat birds, but I know they'll eat mice and voles, and I don't know if they'll eat rats, but they'll eat the little furry stuff. So when you let the birdseed fall to the ground, if you keep that area with stuff around it, then those little critters have a chance to come up and eat the seed. If you just try to keep it all totally clear, then there's no hiding spots. And they're less likely to come up, and then you just have an issue. But if you work with nature and you understand that, you know, the little ones have bigger ones that eat them, and bigger ones that eat them, you know what I mean? So not trying to be cruel, but don't forget the birds. So we're freaking cold, but don't forget the wild birds. For my chickens and my duck, basically they just need to be out of the wind. So that's what I do with them, is I have the coop is all enclosed. I keep the windows closed too. I've got sunshine I've got a window on the south side and a window on the west side. So when it's sun shining, there will be some light that comes in there. And then it vents, the roof is a little slanted. It vents out a little bit. So hot, moist air can rise, and it keeps them from getting frostbite on their combs or on their wattles. Because the problem is, if you've got moisture in the air and then it's cold, then they freeze. So it's not good. So that prevents that. And then we also have the pen wrapped up with clear plastic shower curtains to let the sunlight in and act kind of like a greenhouse, but it's not wrapped up tight. We keep a little bit of space on the very top, so again, so the warm, moist air can go out, and they're out of the wind. Because remember, chickens have fur coats, and I mean, wild birds have fur coats too. I've never seen a frozen bird on the ground, but I do like to enjoy them with my eyeballs. And a lot of times I will say, you know, what you see out your window matters. So what I see out my window matters. It helps with my psyche, right? It helps with this while getting through the winter time. And yes, I'm the lazy northern gardener, so I am going to have to get through all the seasons. And the cool thing about the seasons, though, is that it is a slow down time outside-wise for the gardening and the growing. But it also gives us time to reflect and really think about, okay, are we doing what we want to do with who we want to do it? Are we, and like with Thanksgiving, because like today's our Thanksgiving celebration with my kids, are we being thankful for the circumstances that we're in and for the people in our lives? You know, and we can say, well, do I have enough people in my life that support me or, you know, will be there for me? You can kind of do an inventory, and it's okay if you need to add more people in. Just make sure that you recognize that you need it. It's okay to say, you know, I could really use more friends to go shopping with, or to go to karaoke with, or whatever it might be that you enjoy doing. But it gives us that reflection time. I don't know. I like the seasons. And we had talked about maybe moving down south further, like maybe like Kentucky, Tennessee, top of Alabama. It's just so warm. The problem is that I think of the problem as being a problem is that the summers are so hot that people are like cloistered indoors to cool off. And then you just have the opposite thing. You've got the heat. And, you know, when it's so hot, you can only not wear so many clothes. But if it's colder, you can just keep putting clothes on. So, anyway, I just figured I'd pop in and say hi. And, yeah. So if you're having a hard time with... Oh, look, you can see the back of my head. Okay. If you're having a hard time with this kind of stuff, too, you're not alone. You are not alone. So keep thinking of the summer thoughts if you want to. Consider what you did well and what didn't go as well as you'd like this past couple years. See what you can do to try something different. If you need some help with some ideas, let me know. All right. Love you guys. And learn and grow some more.